The connection will be bad. This is actually the second time that I'm trying this tonight. We're having difficulty with the internet in a country where Twistmouth Bernard Panton could go to the Telecommunication Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and talk about putting filters on your ability to live stream with the internet service that you're paying for, so that they could trap you, corral you, lock you down, kidnap you, ransom you. If you want to watch TV, you must pay Bernard Panton for the privilege and the pleasure of watching TV. You see where they reach? Anyway, share the video. As diluted and as difficult as the live stream is, at the end of it all, whatever we get, we will watch that. Their mother ass, miss me with your bullshit, Bernard Panton. We're going and fix this country. All you could cry blood, you hear me? All your 1%ers, all your privileged sons of bitches who thought all your old Trinidad and Tobago will come in. You see what you're doing? You see what the consequences of all your actions doing? Poor people in this country, it's done. It's done. Twistmouth Bernard Panton, you do not own people's rights to television. It's done. And I promise you, I will march on you. I will bring, listen, the people will stop you. We will shut DirecTV down in Trinidad and Tobago. And tell Flo, don't play in their ass, because we will shut them down too. The people in this country have rights. And they have rights to proper representation. Not this bullshit, John Prince and the Telecommunications Authority of the PNN. Miss me with that bullshit. We ain't playing that. We ain't doing that. The people waking up. Eh? Well, they want to come and play, only making life difficult for people. The average person in this country has no representation, has no government. Kamala on shit, Rowley on more shit. Two shit snakes, two shithounds. PNM and the UNC, two cesspools, two shithound party. I just tell somebody, anybody who could make excuses for what black people and poor people living in this country, that is a lie. Before you leave your head and find your tongue. Give me a freaking break, eh? This country is a mess. This country is a mess. And the more I walk about it, and the more I talk about it, the more I meet people and get their stories, the angrier and the more outrage I get in. So Giggly Hamer and Kisun could kiss my ass. I don't give a shit about what local media think about me. I am going to wake the people up in this country and show them where their money goes. I will show them what built Goodwood Park, St. Clair, Fairways, Balsane and Palmies. I will take you and show you, because none of those big contractors, none of those businessmen have been dealing fairly in this country. Politicians, businessmen, media, accountants, lawyers, the entire band corrupted the public service. I want to hear this. Thanks for calling them today.
This is Massive Cosine, and I'm giving you an account.
This is for John Prince. This is for John Prince. I will play it. Hey!
She does nearly done, but the hard work she do, give me everything for she son. All the pipers Stephen and doing what they wanted, forcing Rowley mother to take an account. All the pepper on the tree, all the bygone and the body, the plantain, the cucumber.
John Carter, I want to assume you're a fool, telling me I'm hiding, jackass. I am sure you went to school, and at some point during that time, they put education in your head. I am sure that you understand that there's a role and a responsibility for government, and you jackass and jackasses like you who do not want to stand together and stand up against the bullshit that goes on in this country, kiss my half-red ass. You don't like what I'm talking? Get off my wall.
The pumpkin is a broken, even all the okra that telling every month, Rowley mother, Rowley mother, Rowley mother, Rowley mother tell Rowley she don't know what to do, but what she really didn't know, he was even cool. The boy had been even since he was very small, involved in corruption and all Anytime she check, things still missing. Sweet potato and cassava, broccoli and cauliflower, the pawpaw and the mango, the one the pitango, even all the passion fruit that there in the meat butter. Rowdy mother.
All you know vex I am today, you know. All you know vex I am today, and I am not putting up with any jackasses anymore. I had to post on my wall tonight. I just post this. You're talking change, but you're bad talking change, and you won't build change yourself. You want change, you want talk. You want talk. That's what you want. You want to be able to say that you're interested and that you're knowledgeable and you know. But the country is a mess. The country is a shithole. Listen. You're living in a country that this is the conundrum of Trinidad and Tobago. We are the third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere still. We have the potential to be one of the richest countries in the world. And instead of that being the case, the parliaments of Britain, Canada, and now the United States Congress are referring to this country as a third world shithole. We live in a country where nothing works. Everything is broken. Jackasses in the parliament. Jackasses in the parliament. 41 jackasses in the parliament. Our parliament is a stable of jackasses led by a speaker of the house who cannot account to the nation how she continues to give leave to a member of parliament sick and ill and brain dead since September 2017. She does not have a sick leave certificate from a credible medical institution in the world. She doesn't have a fit for work certificate, but she is granting leave after leave so that Maxi Coffee could draw salary under false. The entire parliament, the UNC, the cabinet, the government, jackasses all.
Like a new machine, like morning dew, fresh on the scene, on the party, to the full extreme. With your salute, all on the city, the thunder, we jump still, the building, the thunder, we
jamming still. That is what we're doing. A little stunting jackass. I don't know if it's a fake profile, but they have to have a real human being behind it. Will come on my wall and say I'm stating things people already know. You stupid jackass. If you already know and you yourself ain't doing nothing about it, kiss my ass.
That's all the man wanted. All the man wanted. All the man wanted. All the man wanted. Just all the man wanted. All the man wanted. All the man wanted. All the man wanted. No, we don't business. Oh, no, we don't business. When you don't like, you don't business. When you don't like, you don't business. Free up like you don't business. Free up like you don't business. Oh, no, we don't business. Oh, no, we don't business. Recession, no matter will, promote a set. And you must see, how we go party to the full extreme. I like it too. With kerosene, over the treasury. Put on down, we jamming still. We jamming still. Economy, to fall down. We jamming still. We jamming.
We know about Kim Kardashian and she's sisters and she father. We know where he penis gone. We know when he became a woman. We know all the bullshit there is to know. But we ain't know what's going on in the own country. It's slowly but surely coming by you. I watch Valerie Bowen. Valerie Bowen used to help Rowley pull up his drawers in the morning. First, Valerie, diehard PNM. If Rowley pissing on she back, she gargling and saying, water from heaven. That Valerie Bowen had to post on Facebook today. She can't take it no more. No water for weeks. Cascade and St. Anne's in a mess. Minister of Everything and Propaganda, Jackass Stuart Young, who is also the member of parliament for that area, had nothing to tell all you, nothing to give all you. You vote for jackasses and you're surprised that you're getting jackass work. Come now, man. Come now, man. Oh, yeah. Surprise. All your vote for that.
Revelation.
All your vote for that. Rabbi Village. All your vote. Rabbi Tell. Peter. All your vote for that shit. Keep it up.
He promised the fire next time. He promised the fire next time. And who ain't dead, the bad wounded. Who ain't dead, bad wounded. Who ain't dead, the bad wounded. Who ain't dead, bad wounded. Talk, you're mocking pretender. I'm checking lyrics and I'm confidential. Far too long, you're fooling the children, filling the head with brainwash education.
Every time they talk, every single time they speak, the purpose of everything that comes out their mouth is to mislead poor black people children and poor Indian people children. All the bullshit that you get chained up with, all the Sakmarat and Kamlan, the hijab and all that crap was to bullshit you and distract you while they slowly undress and sodomize you. This country is broken by design. Shock doctrine is used here. Saul Alinsky shines from wherever he is. Trinidad and Tobago proves the point. Cambridge Analytica that corrupted Facebook, the largest social media community in the world. Cambridge Analytica that corrupted the internet, starting Trinidad and Tobago, used the Ministry of National Security to collect information on you for political purposes. This is a nation where the parliament, the government and the cabinet have ganged up. The lawyers, the accountants, the professional class, the media, the business community, the Chamber of Commerce, the Manufacturers Association, one big gang, one big oligarchy, trying to take what they could take before the ship sink. It happening right before your very eyes.
Things they reach out and they repeat, cause the children coming to take back the power of the word in the conscious styling. Giving the youth for a brand new morning. The power of the word in the rap so styling. Rocking the roots of the vampire system. Talk it up, you mocking the gender. Talk it up, you bloody deceiver. Talk it up, you serpent master. Talk it up, you friggin' oppressor.
Kamala talking about make Barataria great again. Stop her and ask her, what does that mean, Kamala? Besides stealing a Donald Trump tagline, what does making Barataria great again mean? When was Barataria great? And what do you set as this, once we achieve this, we great? What is it? And why just Barataria? Why not the rest of the country? Why not the rest of the communities that you already are and you already have councillors in? They great? Because that's the measure we're going to use. Should we come down and look in your constituency to see what's going on? What the existing UNC councillors doing? Are they making those districts great? Or is this just for Barataria? Or, and this is what I'm leaning towards, this is just communications bullshit, spin, designed to distract poor people, tell them, yes, I'm Indian, vote Indian now. Because that's all you all bring to the table. Nothing else. Every time the PNM and the UNC has touched this country, they've made it worse. Every government has been worse than the last. This is a nation of disasters and catastrophes. The only reason we don't get hurricane, earthquake and tsunami is God feeling sorry for TNT.
And illusion shatter. Right down to the heart of the matter. Desire go bust and reality scatter. He promised the fire next time. He promised the fire next time. He promised the fire next time. And who ain't dead, the badly wounded? Who ain't dead, badly wounded? Who ain't dead, the badly wounded? Who ain't dead, badly wounded? Talk your talk, the mocking pretender. Check your lyrics and I'm confident you're far too long. You're fooling the children, filling their head with brainwash education.
Gary Abood in a boat on the beach, walking around telling people the mercury level so high, Trinidadians literally killing themselves, giving themselves Alzheimer's. You want to see what Alzheimer's looks like? Go and find John Rahal. John Rahal walking around town right now, he know himself and he know you. Poor fella, it's over. Alzheimer's is kill you before you're dead. It's rob you of your identity. It's rob you of your memories. It's rob you of your reality. And you know what causes that? In the main, mercury. You know what causes that? In the main, aluminum. All metals in your system. Our mercury levels were so high in our fishes before that it was literally killing Trinidad and Tobago. Now, it's killing the fish. Dolphins washing up on the shore dead, and Trinis don't care. Trinis are not caring. If the country is burning down, it is sinking, and we're pretending that as long as the ground that I standing on air wet yet somehow are safe. You're not. It coming. You have to understand the only solution is to stand together and stand up. Do not become Venezuela. I told Trinidad and Tobago last week, the difference between Trinidad and the 60 million people in Venezuela is those 60 million people at some point will turn that shit around. But Trinidad is 1.4 million. And in this country, when it finally collapses, the middle class and the brains will leave this country. They have to swim. They will make raft and go. The people that are left here, the tiny 1% that wants hegemony and total control of Trinidad and Tobago, will enslave the remaining masses. If you think the school system is bullshit now, if you think they're teaching your children nonsense now, wait till then. Go and look at Haiti. Go and see what Haiti is, because they're talking about rebuilding, but they aren't doing and redoing, you know. Haiti is a classic example of how you disenfranchise, dispossess, and take advantage of black people. Haiti will never recover as long as Haiti keeps voting into power people who don't care about people. And that is what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. We don't understand that the people who have the power to vote do not understand what voting means. So they really think that a cell phone, a t-shirt, and $5 somehow going to help them. If not, you know that and I know that. How do we fix it? How do we get them to understand that there is a better world outside of the PNM and UNC? How? We have to stand together. We have to wake it up. But you, with your little bit of school sense and book sense, coming to pull down the only last remaining thing that fighting for a better Trinidad and Tobago, come now, man. Come now, man. How are you helping? How are you helping?
Tell me what I'm fighting for. What I'm killing for. We don't need no more now. Tell them wicked people, fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the end for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, silly boy, when man of God.
The entire farce of Labor Day today, I am not going to watch it on the news. I have been seeing it for 50 years. The same bullshit. Some leader gonna stand up and talk some bullshit. Some politician gonna talk some more bullshit. And the masses of the workers will continue to earn just enough money to keep them treading water, never to reach dry land. They will never have parity. They will never have equity. They will never have shares. People who do not look like them, do not sound like them, will continue to own them and determine how they live and what they eat, how their children eat. Because the jackasses think when they line up behind a clown like Roger or Abdullah and 50,000 people get a raise in pay, that pushes the inflation up, that pushes the cost of living up, that erodes not only the increase they just get, but money they had before. They don't understand that these people understand economics and finance the way that they don't. That an increase in pay that takes the cost of your mortgage and your rent and your gas and your food, and if it takes it beyond your ability to pay, what is the point? If you're selling gold at silver price and nobody has silver money, where are we going?
Another one just gone. Buy a picture just and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. The soul caress that night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just sees a woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. I ain't bad man that make his own decisions. You don't need anyone. You only need is God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So, sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no structure to defend my people from wicked and evil. So, sit down, rock back. Big man, forever, you're good and evil. If this is just my
This is the year for political power. This is the year for the people to stand up and explain to the government that they understand that the tail don't wag the dog. Today, Anne-Marie Dulal took pains to explain to people along the way that she was walking. If you want the PNM to work for you, let them think they get a political horn. Put 2 orange councillors in them 2 councils in those 2 regional corporations. Every time it called, they realize the people have options. And the people know how to exercise those options. All of a sudden, the man that was horning you, bringing flowers for you, writing songs for you, coming to take you for lunch and opening the car door, because he could no longer take you for granted. That's how human psychology works. And it works between you and your lover, and it works between you and your leader. It works the same way. Anybody who does not have to work for you and to get from you will never do anything for you. That is the truth. That is the reality. It is time to wake them up. Our job as the Progressive Empowerment Party is to put so much information out to the public space that even stray dog and old cat know that there is a better way for Trinidad and Tobago. We want donkey and horse telling pig and cow, listen, change coming. They have a new opportunity for the people. We have to empower and educate. We have to emancipate and liberate. That's our role. If you have any kind of intelligence, any kind of education, any kind of common sense, any kind of compassion and a heart for people, that's the job. The job is not to seek office. I couldn't give a damn about office. I want an awoke nation. That's what you should want too. And we're going to wake them up. This Saturday coming here at noon, at 4 p.m., we're in Barataria, 148 6th Street, Barataria, this Saturday at 4 p.m. as close by Maritime Plaza. Come down to the meeting, come out in your numbers, come and show people, come and show government, come and show opposition, come and show all the mocking pretenders what people power looks like. Come and show them, come and stand together as one.
Welcome to the place where we talk about this race. Race to the rum shop, race to the man's camp, race into a belt and race. There's an island down in the south by the Orinoco Mountain with funk and fire, human desire. What place I'm talking about? Talking about Trinidad. We have the goods and the bad. Welcome to Trinidad, where have the country mad. Talking about TDO, Bacchanal, that's the way we go. Shots will fire, waves will rip, and we hear a soul can. If you come by plane with a lie, or by a boat the coast I didn't see. But this ain't no mama guy, this is the land of the free is free. Fire, so come on down, join the level. This is lawless and Trinity.
Nazir Khan asked, do you think you stand a chance? Not me alone, Nazir. You and me together, 1.4 million conscious, caring, compassionate, patriotic citizens, we stand a chance. Racial voting, saying because he's an Indian or because he's African, stick with PNM or UNC, nothing will change, and no, we won't stand a chance. So it comes down to you, and it comes down to your vote. The number tells me, based on the 25% voter turnout that comes out for the regional corporation and local government election, that none of you are happy with it. So if you're happy with what you already have, let me try to change now.
So bend back and start the ball. All of we is one family. Oh, darling, talking about Trinidad. We have the goods and the bad. Welcome to Trinidad, where have the country mad. Talking about TDO, Bacchanal, that's the way we go. Shots will fire, place will rent, and we hear a soul can. Present in this partner, yeah, we own reality. Down here, 1 and 1 for the 11. That's the culture you see. So hold on for the ride of your life. Who knows what's around? mad. Welcome to Trinidad, where half the country mad. Talking about TDO, Bacchanal, that's the way we flow. Shots will fire, words will melt when we hear a soul calypso.
Now there are members of the media, God Christopher, Stefan Wright, how you pronounce his last name? Reese, right? Stefan Reese, and others are asking, where is the traditional media? Where is the digital media? Where is the Guardian media and the Massy media and the Sabga News Network? Where are they? Where are they? And why are they not covering the reality that there is a political alternative to the PNM and UNC? Why are they being deliberately misleading to the population of Trinidad and Tobago? Why? Where are they, and why are they not covering the Progressive Empowerment Party? There is only one reason that I could think of, that the controllers, the tiny minority, Michael Lorenzo Richards is asking me on one of my threads, who is the tiny minority I'm talking about? The tiny minority are those who control the economy and the wealth of Trinidad and Tobago through unscrupulous means. The wealthy class of Trinidad and Tobago, the vast majority of them, have made their money unethically, immorally, and illegally, or a combination of the above. In a nation where nobody takes responsibility for the enforcement of law at that level, we could go into, I just share a video, I don't normally share those videos, but I share a video of police and ghettoians, sufferers, and we have that kind of law enforcement. But we can't go behind the people who thief in the billions. And because the billions gone, we can't fix those people's condition. So that cycle continues. And then again, the problem is, the Bible says, I'll bring to nothing the wisdom of the wise. If you have intelligence, if you have eyes to see and you don't see, if you have ears to hear and you don't hear, I can't help you. I can't help you at all. Our job here is to wake up the people, open their eyes, broaden their minds, get them to the concept that there is something outside of racist, tribal politics. We're not doing that alone. We're not doing that if you're using your intelligence to fight us and fight yourself. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you cannot see, I can't help you see. I can't help you see what you can't see. That's between you and your eyes. True talk. This is where we are. Let me give you an example. My inbox is full of these kind of messages, right? I'll give you an example. I won't give you any names. This is the kind of message thread I'm having with somebody tonight, right? So I want you to see, this is what people come to me with, because there comes a time when, like Valerie Bowen, who is PNM till she dead, when she realized what the PNM really mean, and then she have nowhere to turn and she in trouble. Listen to this woman, right? Is it possible that you help me help my friend by sharing an article? She is a domestic abuse survivor and really needs help. Absolutely. A lot of people say they will help, but no one yet has come forward to help. I'm really begging you. I gave her the contact information. This is the Victim and Witness Support Unit. This is my friend. Contact her right away and tell her that I gave you this number. I have voice messages of her abuser sending death threats. No, I don't want those. Take those to the police. He is currently paying off the entire Shogun's police station. The police have done nothing to help her. The justice system has failed. This woman has kids. Neither the courts. Has she left him? Yes, she has. And what's the story now? But he's always calling and leaving messages, threatening her and the kids. She can't even leave where she is staying. He stalks her. She's in my mother's house at the moment. Do a live video and share it. In Marabella, call his name. Call the police name. Put all of them on blast. There's nothing else I could do. What could I do? I remember the Jericho Project, we went up in Maraval and take a little girl out of a house where they was abusing this girl, put her in a police station, and find out 2 days later there was nowhere for this child to go. They sent her back in the same house where they was abusing her, and they break this child's leg. They break her leg to punish her. This is Trinidad and Tobago. No, it's not your story. Forget it. It's not your concern. Don't study it. None of this is your problem. It's alright. Your tanks have water. You have a little bit of money. So if your child gets sick or your mother collapses, you will go St. Clair Medical Center or St. Joseph or Gulfview or West Shore. You're safe for now. You see, for now. But then they have the people who calling me and telling me, I can't believe where I reached, Philip. I can't believe where I reached in less than a year. I can't believe I couldn't get foreign exchange. I couldn't keep the business open. The bank take it, and now the bank taking my house because the business was leveraged. The business was leveraged, and I couldn't pay the money to the bank. So now the bank taking the house, and I don't know how to explain to the family that we're homeless. I'm jobless. My wife, she don't work. She's a housewife. This is my reality. Bringing children back from away in school, can't pay the bill. Other people calling me, I can't get US at all. They're sending my child home from school. I can't pay the bill. Other people, they're calling me, oh gosh, you hear what happened? This one dead. This one get lick up. This one get take out. This one hiding. Trinidad and Tobago. This is Trinidad and Tobago. It's not you. It's not your story yet. So you could ignore it for now. But for now, when it becomes your story, what happens then? When you reach out to me then, if we are not a political force by then, if you don't help build the change that you're going to rely on to rescue you by then, what do we do? What do we
I visited Parliament Chamber, witness an orchestra, a band, band, band of only politicians. Well, rated their performance and style, talent and endurance. A band, band, band of parliamentarians. Politics that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate. Bridges replaced by gates. No towering racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism, mamagism from the UNC and the PNM, COP in the political symphony. It's a symphony with the TOP, MSJ and JSC in the political symphony. It's a symphony. Stop taking it cool. Don't be playing for fool. They're using race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. Justify their bull. The race can they always pull. Up the road, up the road, up the road.
Where you gonna go? What you gonna do when the wolf reach your door? When it is night time, it is in the early hours in the morning. It's about 2 o'clock, and you're in a good community. Things normal. You live nice. You live nice with your neighbors. The road, it's cool. It's not the best, but it don't have the kind of potholes some of them other communities have. You're good. You have 4 water tanks, and you know waters come every 3 weeks. So always organize yourself. By the 3rd week, if water don't come, you have a link up, you know Max in Massa, you could call, somebody come with a truck, you have the money, you pay the $600, you get the tank full, you pay $2,400, you fill all 4 tanks because you have the money, and things cool, and it's nice. It's alright. When you're sleeping, it's late in the early in the morning, and you're hearing something going on in your yard, and you realize that you have visitors that you didn't invite, and you pick up the phone and you go to dial, and you're calling 999, and you hear a foreign accent saying, your call is important to us. Please stay on the line. The emergency line that you've reached is busy. And you're trying to understand how the emergency line I have reached at 2 o'clock in the morning could be busy. What are they busy doing? And you're holding the phone and you're watching outside. You don't want to make a noise. You can't turn on the light. They reach a door and you hear them fiddling. They're trying to come in. They're talking to one another. You start to talk loud, saying, hey, let me let go the dog now. Charlie, bring the gun. They're taking you on. They're fiddling. They hear this before. This is not jokey bandit. They've done this before. So you who thinking that you're a little loud talk, you know, frighten them away. Hey, I'm calling the police. And they're taking you on. They don't care what you're saying. They're trying to come inside. Now you start to realize, because the Yankee accent's still telling you, your call is important to us. You hang up on that shit. You're calling friends and family. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. People sleeping. You finally get onto somebody and you tell them what's going on. But them are not in the community and they ask if you call the police. You say you can't get through. You're calling 6411 to get the number of the nearest police station because you don't have it saved in your phone like a jackass. You have max and the water, but you don't have the police station number. When you finally get through to 6411, they give the number and you call and you answer, and they hear a sleepy voice with dribble all around their mouth telling you, this is PC so and so, how can I help you? And you're whispering in the phone, I think we have a problem. I think there are people in the yard. Well, sir, you have to be sure because we have no vehicles right now, you know. Could you come and pick up a police officer? You start to think, your wife, your little daughters, what these people coming for? What they want? That's your situation. The door opens. You have no gun because your gun license sitting down on Stephen Williams' desk 7 years now. It's approved, but you can't get no gun. So you are now looking at 5 fellas in wife beater vests and bandana around their mouth, thirsty, their eyes wide, and they're inside your house. And before the next act plays out in this your new normal, what has become your new reality, before the next act plays out, you realize that the illusion of security of your road, your pavement, and your 4 water tanks, your neighbors, and everything nice, and your job, your security, money in the bank, couldn't help you right at this moment when the reality of life in a third world cesspool of a shithole banana republic narco state comes to you, brought to you by the PNM and the UNC, and the failure of every vote or no vote you ever made or didn't make. For every time you tell people, me, I'm not in the politics, you know. Politics in your kitchen tonight. 4 of them representing you in your house. This is politics. Or, you know what? Red and ready. Well, tell them. Tell them, hey fellas, wrong house, you know. I red and ready. See if it work. Throw a bone. Try a thing. Because this is our reality. And this now becomes yours. And everything that flows from here, you're recording it in slow motion. You're making new memories. You never anticipated that this would be your story. You see it in some crazy corner of your mind, you and your friends tomorrow, when you're telling them about what happened tonight. This is your Trinidad. This is what you vote for. This is what you stand up bowl and bullshit for. You bad talk Phillip Alexander. What the fire truck wrong with he? He want to come and go and thief money too. Let me just keep what we have and walk in. You can walk in your kitchen. Yeah. How that story end? You get a call. It's late in the night. Are you a relative of the driver of so? It sounds like an official voice. So you sit up in the bed. Yes, I am his mother. I am his father. I am his son. I am her daughter. What is it? There's been an accident. Oh my God. Your relative has been taken to the Port of Spain General Hospital. And you grab everybody and you start to get ready and you're rushing down the road and you reach down there and you reach the hospital and you can't get no information and you can't find your relative and you're trying to understand how you reached there before the ambulance. How you reached there before the ambulance that went to pick them up. And they arrive dead on arrival. That's your normal. That's your normal. You go into work, you're normal, you're vibrant. Last night we was linemen, everybody happy, everybody had a good time. And you're thinking about DDI. This weekend come in, you're good. You're living Westmoreland's life. You have it good. You're nice. You're driving down the road. And while you're driving down the road, you realize that a car is coming in your lane and there is a car in the other lane. And you have 2 choices. You pull over and let the car that is in your lane pass you, or you hit him. So you pull aside and you let him pass and you continue your conversation on the phone, live to fight another day. But you didn't pull over and you block him and you show him who is man. You are supposed to be doing that. That is against the law. He bunks your car and he push you off the road and he come out the car with a cutlass and you're thinking, this is broad daylight, there's a gun in your face, this can't be happening, this is Westmoreland. And they start to chop your car and you're dialing and your hand trembling. You can't find the code to turn on your own blasted phone, and your mind saying, this cannot be happening. This is broad daylight in a civilized country. For you, maybe in Westmoreland, but for the man administering proper tricanal on your car, it's not. This is survival of the fittest. He is angry from the moment he wakes up, and you just put yourself into his anger. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. You ever hear any of these stories? You ever heard any of these stories at all? This is your country. This is your country. This is where you live. You go to the bank. You're hearing people talking about the bank taking advantage of them. RBC and Scotia and Republic. Frig them now, man. I have a friend in the bank. And she does guide me, he does guide me. And I just go and do my deposit in the box. And you walk in the bank with your deposit ready and the box missing. You have no box. And you say, well, I'm going to join the special people line because I got special people, but they have no special people line. It's only one long line now. So you send to call your friend, you find out your friend can't take your call. Or your friend don't work in that branch anymore. So now you're vexed because the first thing that happens to our Trini is these bitches ain't know who I is are. Because that's our first reflex. I is a who. So we in the line fuming. We realize 52 people in front of us fuming too. We thinking our fume is the most important fume, and that when I get to that counter, they will get a piece of my mind. But the poor tellers behind the counter collecting piece of mind whole day. Them have everybody piece of mind. They helping nobody. Because them holding on for their life themselves. Them is a front line. Them barely making it through the day themselves. And you come in, line up there, an hour from now, your cuss done, locked and loaded. You waiting to cuss that teller and get that teller a piece of mind, no problem. You reach up to the counter and you want to cuss, and then it dawns on you, you still have to make this deposit. Because if you cuss and you win the argument, the 4 burly looking security guards who just came into your periphery of your vision made you realize that the banks are now very secure. And this doesn't look like security for hold-up and robbery. This looks like security for unruly customers. The bank is expecting, as they slowly herd you like sheep into the branding room, that they are going to have some people that could pick you up and toss you out if you don't want to play by their rules. So you swallow back that hour of cuss you wanted to cuss, and you're asked to do your deposit. And then the teller says to you, that'll be a $22 charge to put this money into your bank account. Do I continue? Where do I take it from? You want to cuss again. And then you remember this jackass Phillip Alexander and all this shit he does be talking on the Facebook. And you say, you know what? I'm going to do a live. Or I'm going to message Phillip. I will call Phillip. We're going to make noise. We're going to put you on blast. But it's starting to get too late. Sun is setting on Trinidad and Tobago. The fire is burning to the point where the fire service is going to say it might be easier to let it burn itself out. There comes a time in a super tanker running down the ocean that there comes a time when even though the collision is an hour away, they still can't turn it around. The collision booked. That happened just the other day with a cruise ship and a tanker. An hour for the collision, and they still couldn't turn. You want a better country? You want to prevent things like that from happening? You want a system where when you dial 999 or 911 or 555, all those calls are recorded. And they're just not recorded to say they're recorded. They're recorded by people because in case you die trying to get help, somebody is held responsible. There is a charge in the United States of America that medical professionals are afraid of. People talk about lawsuits for medical malpractice, and there's such a thing as malpractice insurance. And that's one thing. But medical doctors and medical professionals in the United States and other first world countries learn quickly that there is an actual criminal charge called depraved indifference for human life. And it could start from the top, come down. So that if your job is to receive an emergency call and put things in motion to respond to that, and you don't do it, you could be charged with responsibility for that person's death. We could live in a country so run. If New York City, of 8 million people, could manage 65,000 police officers and slowly reduce the murder capital of the world to 291 killings last year, while Trinidad, barely 10% of New York's population, beat that by 100% and change. And not one person in Trinidad and Tobago has had to answer. Bloomberg and the commissioner get pulled before all of the joint select committees that run those countries, but run that city, but not in Trinidad. In Trinidad, this is the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic. Do what the hell you like, land. The Prime Minister could pick up money in the treasury, say, Shorty boy, what you doing? Come now, bring Forrest. Let me go and spend some billions now. Who in the PNM have the link up for our style? Call him. Tell him we're going to do some business. A country where the entire Law Association has voted repeatedly that the Chief Justice is bringing the administration of justice in Trinidad and Tobago into odium, disrespect and disrepute. And he picks up and goes on a state-sponsored vacation. And there is nobody you could turn to. The only person that has something like authority that could act on your behalf is a jackass by the name of Keith Rowley. You turn around and they say, where's the counterbalance? You encounter a drunk. We in trouble. Deep, dark and murky waters. Jackass 1 and Jackass 2. Both of them have answers for questions nobody asked yet. But the questions that we want asked in the parliament, nobody asking it. Like, why is it impossible for us to write a simple law to appoint a commissioner of police? Why must the political directorate have control of the commissioner of police by having control of his acting appointment? Why was KPMG used to stunt? Why was the Police Service Commission used to stunt? Why is this country so badly broken by so many public office holders? Why haven't we voted ourselves a better nation as yet? Why haven't we started the process of undoing and redoing the mismanagement of Trinidad and Tobago? Because you see, I talk the way I talk because some of you need to be woken up out of your slumber. You cannot, should not, ought not wait for the wolf to reach your door. At some point, it will dawn on you that this wasn't just me with time to waste. At some point, it will dawn on you that all of these people have gotten together and are building this progressive empowerment party and doing it as a rescue mission out of love for country. And that if you want to save yourself and to protect your family from any of the things that we spoke about earlier or worse, if you want a better country, you need to be able to stand together, one people under one flag. You need to be able to say, I did my part, I tried, we got involved, we said, like Anne-Marie explained today, those two little orange councils, two tiny pins on a map of 16 regional corporations amid 41 constituencies and all of the madness of the PNN UNC public sector. Those two orange pins, those two tiny positions, two councillors in two regional corporations, politicized, tribalized and divided, will send reverberations through the political landscape of this country. And if what you want is to effect change at the level of change that you could use to protect you and your family, to protect your country, protect your assets, protect your equity, protect you from a rapacious, plundering, pillaging banking sector, or laws and the administration of justice that don't make sense, that even if they're wrong, you could never be right. Even if you win, you could never undo the injustice that was done to you. That no matter what they pay you, lost time, lost life, lost reputation, lost opportunity, never comes back. If you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, a government that is willing to take apart every single thing and redo it to functionality, if you want to reboot this republic so Trinidad and Tobago could be the paradise on earth it was meant to be,
Your vote
$26 million was spent in March alone on contracts for the provision of vehicles, computers, and security alone, and not one person is held responsible. Not one question is asked. This information is readily available on the website of the Ministry of Finance, Central Tenders Board of Trinidad and Tobago.
If it is that who you're voting, ready or not out. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be your equal amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they can see, vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total skull and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power to be dangerous. Let's put our country together again.
Canada has passed a landmark law that legalizes the recreational use of marijuana nationwide. The Cannabis Act passed its final hurdle on Tuesday in a 52-29 vote in the Senate. The bill controls and regulates how the drug can be grown, distributed, and sold. Canadians will be able to buy and consume the drug legally as early as this September. The country is the first in the G7 to legalize the drug's recreational use. Cannabis possession first became a crime in Canada in 1923, but medical use has been legal since 2001. The bill will likely receive royal assent this week, and the government will then choose an official date when the law will come into force. Canadians spend as much on weed as on wine. It is expected to give the provinces and territories as well as municipalities 8 to 12 weeks to set up the new marijuana marketplace. This time frame also allows industry and police forces to prepare for the new legal framework. You have to understand, California has the 13th largest economy in the world by itself, separate and apart from the United States of America. And the #1 cash crop in California is marijuana. I want to say this clear as a bell. Clear. You don't have to like me. I'm not in this for likes. I say it all the time. This is not a shits and giggles work. I quick to tell people kiss my ass. Because you know why? I am upset that we have let this country get here. I don't think this is my role. I don't think this is my job alone. I think it's all of us. Canadians got themselves recreational marijuana. We can't even get water in the pipe. Come on. What are you telling yourself every single day when you wake up in a country where nothing works, where it is so broken that you leave your house and put yourself in harm's way every day? How do you justify and rationalize your political apathy and your hypocrisy, your laziness with your democracy? How? What do you tell yourself?
If for 30 years you voting them in, and these only tears as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving potholes.
The Progressive Empowerment Party, through my voice, has been the only political organization in this country, bar none, that has been asking repeatedly, what happens to the pitch in our pitch lake? Where does that money go? It doesn't appear in any of the budgets. The Minister of Finance has not accounted for the last 10 years of Lake Asphalt of Trinidad and Tobago income and expenditure. We don't know. What we know is there is enough asphalt in the Pitch Lake by itself to run this country and run it well. China just willingly offered to spend $342 million to just take pitch from Trinidad and Tobago. All of a sudden, we're starting to get this information. Where was the last 10 years of pitch? Where's that money? Who owns our Pitch Lake? And how did that come to be?
If they are the reason why the economy goes round, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the building eyesores, east, west, north and south, the same way you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Rescue the country, vote them out. Vote them out with tempo. They have been made. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again. If their policy is a policy, their bureaucracy a catastrophe, if they cannot cope and you see it so, then your only hope is for them to go.
Intelligent people watch a video of the desperate poor, voiceless, powerless, clashing with police, literally clashing, fighting for their freedom. I am not saying who guilty and who innocent. What I'm saying is the entire social fabric of Trinidad and Tobago at that level does not exist. Those people are used and abused by governments for vote. Morgan Job went to his grave telling Trinidad, especially Trinidad black people, stop being used as a voting machine. The HDC, when you're doing walkabouts in communities, you see the HDC apartments exist like a voting block in the middle of the thing to confound and corrupt the electoral process. But intelligent people watching these now voiceless, powerless, dispossessed, broken people clashing with police and hearing somebody say, we need the US police here who are afraid to put 2 bullets in their head. Let them go away and try that shit now. And I don't understand, how did we become so unfeeling, so uncaring? How was it so easy to break the masses, make them poor, and to get those who have a little opportunity and a little blessing to look down and spit down on them? How is it that for all of our intelligence, we are so mind-numbingly stupid as a people? How do we continue to allow little stunting jackasses to continue to fool us and take our vote and take our parliament and take control of our government and rape and maraud and plunder and pillage? How did we become such jackasses? And what will it take to change it?
If it is fabrication, these statements have this power. When you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is a frustration that's make you want to shout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. Before they misuse out, teapots are loud and digs out. If it you, vote them in, vote them out.
Nadine Smith just got her throat slit at Dundonald Hill, St. James. Domestic dispute. She leaves 3 kids. She was beaten to death with a hammer.
Register and boom them all. All of them, boom them all. Take your finger and boom them all. Them on the system, boom them all. Put them out in Scarborough and import a spec. Let's put our country together again. Put them out in Comodo and in Laramie. Let's put our country together again. People must come first, citizens by right. None of we are worse, yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and first, free movement and speech. A garden that grows, and one love for each.
There is somebody on this thread, I'm going to answer him, advocating for Michaela as better than Kamala. Now, I can't answer that. To me, they cut from the same cloth. Kamala is a failed prime minister and a demonstrated incompetent mismanager of the country. On Kamala's watch, the country went worse, not better. We got some lights in some community grounds, and I acknowledge that they built some stuff. We've built more police stations, but the police service is still shit. We built a hospital, but public health is still shit. And if we're building new facilities to house old shit, what are we doing? Michaela, for all I know, has accomplished nothing, but her claim to fame is she's Pande's daughter. If this is legacy politics, then her legacy is of a corrupt prime minister. Basdeo Panday oversaw the raping of this country to billions of dollars by H. Steve, Brian Russell, and the rest of the Piaco Airport gang. But forget that, a lot more took place. If Ramesh Lawrence Maraj didn't pull down the Basdeo Panday government, Lawrence Dupre and Clico and CL Financial were trying to steal the same pitch lake I'm talking about, National Gas Company that Sabga trying to take right now, and Caroni Limited. And all the rum stocks that to this day, I don't know where they went, but I know they had hundreds of millions of dollars of value. Lindsay Gillett and Ian Gillett was trying to own the bandwidth around Trinidad and Tobago. So what Twistmouth Bernard Pantin trying to do by legislation, they'd be collecting tax themselves for you to make a cell phone call. The reality of Trinidad and Tobago is not one of them has a legacy of people first policies. A country this wealthy, this broken, miss me with that bullshit. Michaela over Kamala, how about you take both of them and fire them in advance?
If it is that injustice is what they always show, when you're voting, vote them all, vote them all. If it is that avarice is all they seem to know, when you're voting, vote them all, vote them all. If it is that politics is just a puppy show, when elections day come, all bandits must go.
Every last one.
Register and
Even if you're wrong.
if they can see,
And they are the two
take your
daughters.
finger and
Fire them.
show them
Don't take
the
no
mercy.
shit now. Don't take no
Put them
bullshit.
out the total scum.
It's time for a better country.
Let's put our
It is time for a better Trinidad and Tobago, and a better Trinidad and Tobago is not swallowing vomit. It is time for a Trinidad and Tobago that you know that you could trust. Ask Basdeo Panday. Where the media? Tell me what you mean by constitutional reform, you stunting jackass. When we elected you to office to fight the parasitic oligarchy, you used the opportunity to go and golf with them. You made fools of this nation. Ramesh Lawrence Maraj falling out with you because you put put Carlos John as your heir and not Ramesh, who you promised when he saved you, when you sent the girl up the ladder. Remember that situation? Ramesh saved you then, and Ramesh proved the point that he could put you in and he could take you out. And he did so. Bastio Pandey has never recovered. When Ramesh Lawrence Maraj, whose team unity had taken the term, we come too far to turn back now, that Bastio Pandey had used as the UNC election campaign and created, we come too far to turn black now, because Carlos John wasn't supposed to be the inheritor to all the work that Ramesh Lawrence Maraj helped build. Fellas, when Bastio Pandey created and called people Makaram and all of that was cool. But Pandey didn't get there by himself. He's a consummate actor, trained in London, good at fooling Indian people. But he ain't do nothing for nobody. And if people really, really, really want a better country, you can't look to the people who do the bullshit in the bacchanal before. You cannot look to that. You have to look to new, to fresh, to change. There is nothing working in Trinidad and Tobago. The treasury is in debt. They've separated the heritage from the stabilization fund, so they could put one in deficit and thief the other one. You are being fooled left, right and center. The parliament sits together and votes you into penury and squalor. The middle class is collapsing. The 1% is romping home. We have cocaine dollars passing through this country like a dose of salt, funding all kind of business, and the average person can get $100 US to send for their child abroad. This is a mad-ass nation, and the people who defending mad-assness, send them away. Leave them with their bullshit. It is time to listen. I don't have to be the one telling you what you already know. The reason I have a following is because I say things people already think themselves. We have solutions. We have scored the world. We have looked for all the things that work, and we tell you, success leaves clues. Let us look. If you want an education policy that works, go to Finland. Finland's education policy is head and shoulders above everybody else in the world. Copy and paste that. If you want a shipping policy that works, go to Singapore. Singapore is the best at that in the world. Copy and paste that. There is a way to undo and fix. We are part of a Commonwealth. There are successful first world developed nations among the Commonwealth. If Canada is a G7, why Trinidad can't ride on Canada's coattails? Why Trinidad can't have real food agriculture policies that brings the price of food down? Why can't our workers marching on a Labor Day ask for parity and equity, stakes and shareholding in the same public companies they work for? Why can't we say when Petrotrin booming, you get a boom, and when Petrotrin busting, you bang your belly too? Why can't that be the way we run the country, so that everybody have a chance at hope and opportunity? Because I think if you tell the workers that they have a vested interest in the performance of the company, all of a sudden thing ain't go waste, thing ain't go break, thing ain't go missing, and we will hit targets and we will make profit. That's where we need to be. But we don't do that. We put a ruling class and a working class, and both sides fighting over who could eat what from the treasury. That ain't what we're supposed to be doing, man. We need a better country. Vote yourself a functional first world developed nation. Vote yourself paradise on earth. Vote yourself a government that understands the potential of Trinidad and Tobago, and that all of our people, even them black hen chicken and them squalid HTC communities, deserve a better chance at life. Vote a government that promises to turn around Morva, Beetham, Lavantil and Silots, that we will undo and redo even poverty in Trinidad and Tobago. You want a better Trinidad and Tobago? Stand together. One people under one flag. Don't take anybody else's nonsense talks. And on these threads, as usual, I appreciate all the exchange and all the conversation. Ignore the trolls, they get deleted right after the video, so they don't last as long as the Red House fire. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are standing together. Even though the media want to hide it from Trinidad and Tobago knows. TV6 called me to complain because TV6, not TV6, 96.1 put up on their page that only the PNM and the UNC was contesting. And Trinidad and Tobago ripped 96.1 apart and saying, where is the Progressive Empowerment Party? You could hide us Guardian. You could hide us Sabga News Network. You could hide us Massa Media. The people still finding out. And you could shut down social media. We will walk around. We will talk one to another Martin Luther King didn't have media and social media. He still put 1 million people on the mall in Washington. He still brought black people to rights in America. We could stand together as one people under one flag and change this nation. Don't let them chain you up with nonsense talk. There is nothing on the other side of the PNM or any version of the UNC that is of benefit to anybody. The Trinidad and Tobago that we want, a better nation for all, start right now. Stand together, black, white, red, green, and every shade in between. Let us get back to being that tapestry of people, that every creed and race finding an equal place. Let us go back to being people who understood our role and our responsibility to the country. Let us be a better Trinidad and Tobago, and we could have that. One people under one flag. On the 16th of July, there is an election in Belmont, and there is an election in Barataria. And both of those elections, if you bring it home for the Progressive Empowerment Party, will wake up the politics in Trinidad and Tobago. All of a sudden, you will see service like you'll never see before, when all of them try to deserve your vote. Show them what real change sounds like. This Saturday at 4 p.m., we're in Barataria. Come out in your thousands. We have the chairs. I'm going to make it walk with your chair in case chairs run out. But we have the space. We have the place. Come and be a part of the conversation. Come and add your voice to the growing mass of change that is going to sweep Trinidad and Tobago into a better tomorrow. Until I speak to you again, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.